Hi everyone, welcome. I hope you're all doing well. We've been working with regular IR verbs in the present tense in French. In our last lesson, we learned the verb grossir, which means to gain weight. So this lesson is kind of related. It's the verb maigrir, to lose weight, maigrir. The infinitive maigrir is classified as a regular IR verb. It has the IR ending, and it follows the predictable pattern of conjugation. That's what makes it a quote-unquote regular verb. So, as you recall from our last lesson, if you know the regular IR verb endings, then you can conjugate any regular IR verb. So here's the test. Do you remember the endings? See if you can guess the ending before I show it to you. If your subject is je, the ending is E. E. It's IS, but simply pronounced E. If your subject is tu, the ending is also E. IS. E. If your subject is il, elle, or on, the ending is also pronounced E, but it's spelled differently. E. IT. If your subject is nous, the regular nous ending is ils sont. Ils sont. ISSONS. Vous, if your subject is vous, the regular ending is isse. Isse. ISSEZ. Isse. If your subject is il or elle, the plural, is. ISSENT. So this is what you have to memorize. There's no way around it. Native speakers have to memorize it too. They just do so through practice, so you can do the same. So let's practice. Let's apply these endings to the verb maigrir. Remember, the first thing to do always is to remove the IR ending to find your root or your stem of the verb. So if we do that, we have our root here. And then all you have to do is add those endings to this root, and you conjugate the verb very simply. So we have our subject je, we have our root, and we add the je ending to the root, and we get maigri, maigri. So je maigris, je maigris. Remember, maigri, je maigris means I lose weight. It can mean I do lose weight or I am losing weight, any of those three. I lose weight, je maigris, je maigris. The subject is tu. We have our root, add the ending, same ending as the je. Maigris, tu maigris, tu maigris. You lose weight. Il, elle, on share the same ending. So we have our root, and we add the ending, I, maigris. Il maigrit, he loses weight. Elle maigrit, she loses weight. On maigrit. One loses weight, they lose weight, people lose weight. Remember, this can also mean, in some cases, we lose weight, on maigrit. Remember, on is very versatile and has different meanings. Nous, subject, nous. We have our root, and we add our ending, ils sont. Nous maigrissons. Nous maigrissons. Nous maigrissons. And of course, this means we lose weight. We do lose weight. We are losing weight. Nous maigrissons. Vous. We have our root, and we add the ending. Remember, the ending is isse. Vous maigrissez. Vous maigrissez. You lose weight. Il or elle. We have our root. Add the ending. Is. Ils maigrissent. Ils maigrissent, they lose weight. Elles maigrissent, they lose weight. There's really not much else to say about this verb in the present tense. When we use it, we generally use the verb by itself. We say things like, oh, je maigris, I lose weight, or I'm losing weight, or il maigrit, he loses weight, or he's losing weight. The only other important thing to mention is that each conjugated form can have more than one meaning. As I've mentioned already, je maigris can mean I lose weight, I do lose weight, or I am losing weight. Just depending on the context of your particular conversation, it will have one of these three meanings. So, tu maigris can mean you lose weight, you do lose weight, or you are losing weight. Il maigrit, he loses weight, he does lose weight, he is losing weight. Elle maigrit, she loses weight, she does lose weight, she is losing weight. The case of the special subject pronoun on in French. Remember, on is a special pronoun that's used to refer to people in general. You're not referring to a specific person, like when you say he loses weight or she loses weight or you lose weight. We're just talking about people in general situations. So, for example, I might say, well, on this particular diet, one loses weight. It works, blah, 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 blah. So it's that kind of thing. It's not you or he, it's just people in general. So on maigrit can mean one loses weight, one does lose weight, or one is losing weight. Remember, it can also mean people. Sometimes we use the word people in English to refer to people in general. We're not referring to a specific person. On maigrit, people lose weight, people do lose weight, people are losing weight. So, for example, on that particular diet, yes, people do lose weight, blah, 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 blah. Okay, remember also that it can mean they, not referring to specific people, but just they in general. Same thing. On maigrit, they lose weight, they do lose weight, they are losing weight. So, when people try XYZ diet, they lose weight. It works, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And remember also the other thing about on is French speakers often use on in a casual way to mean we. So on maigrit, we lose weight, we do lose weight, we are losing weight. Nous, now this definitely means we. Nous maigrissons, we lose weight, we do lose weight, we are losing weight. Vous maigrissez, you lose weight, you do lose weight, you are losing weight. Remember, this is the formal you. Ils maigrissent, they lose weight, they do lose weight, they are losing weight. Remember, if you are referring only to a group of females, elles maigrissent, they lose weight, they do lose weight, they are losing weight. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. Hopefully you are now conjugating regular IR verbs with ease. If you found this lesson helpful, I would appreciate it very much if you'd give it a like. To continue learning and go on to another lesson, click on the video that appears here on your screen. See you soon. À bientôt.